Hey everybody, it is 10 a.m. on a Saturday morning, and that means you are listening to Chopping It Up with your host, Keith Saarloos of Saarloos & Sons, Wine and Cupcakes, located right there on Grand Avenue in Los Olivos. If you're listening to this, come on over, have a great day, sit out front, eat some cupcakes, drink some wine, have the best day of your life. Today we are talking about Old Santa Ynez Days. Old Santa Ynez Days is coming up fast, and we wanted to invite every single person in the Santa Ynez Valley and beyond to participate. So today we have a very, very special guest who's going to tell us all about it. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, this is Charlotte Becerra from Old Santa Ynez Days and the Chamber of Commerce.
So are you in charge of Old Santa Ynez Days? Who is actually in charge of Old Santa Ynez Days?
That would be me. My friends even made a crown for my cowboy hat for me, so it's legit.
So how long has Old Santa Ynez Days been going on in the Santa Ynez Valley?
It was founded in 1962 by Dutch Wilson and his brother, and we had 2 years off for COVID, so we're still cruising.
Is that Dutch, Coho Dutch?
Yes.
Is it really?
Yes.
That is fantastic. So how did it all start way back when?
It was originally a fundraiser called Los Amigos de Santa Ynez Old Tortilla Days, and that's where the tortilla toss comes from. And it was a fundraiser to do the park, Segundo Park.
Really? Mm-hmm. And so Old Santa Ynez Days kind of built the Santa Ynez Park?
Yes. It was a fundraiser.
That is a beautiful piece of valley lore that I don't think anybody would ever come up with. So where did the tortillas come from?
That I do not know. I have to ask Dutch's niece. I am friends with her.
Is she still involved?
No, she does. She has a fantastic leather badge collection, and she lends it to the museum every year. They do a whole Old Santa Ynez Days exhibit at the Santa Ynez Historical Museum.
Okay, so you being El Jefe, El Presidente of this whole thing, tell us about what happens at Old Santa Ynez Days and get everybody fired up for it coming up. Start to finish, what are we doing?
On the 18th, the Santa Ynez Museum has the kickoff party. This year they have the Double Wide Kings, which will be pretty fabulous. And the Pork Palace is serving the goods. So it's good food and dancing, and that is Thursday, the 18th. Mm-hmm. Saturday, June 20th, is we open the day with the street fair and parade, which is the portion I run with a fantastic volunteer crew. And it is free to the public, and our goal really is to have a free, fun community event to celebrate our town.
So when it starts, basically, where does it start? Where does it end?
It starts at 9 a.m., ends at 2 p.m., parades at 10, and most of the activities happen on Segundo Street between Edison and Faraday.
So basically, you're from Red Barn all the way down to the Maverick.
Just to the museum or the gas station. And then we have added and grown it every single year, a huge free kids area. So you have little kids. We have face painters and pony rides and bounce houses and activities, and it's all free.
So Old Santa Ynez Days, when I remember it, 25 years ago when we first moved to the Valley, was kind of like the party. And the badges. So if you can bring us into the whole lore of the Santa Ynez Valley, Old Santa Ynez Days, because there's a jail involved, there's badges involved. Give us the whole rundown.
So we do have a jail at the Old Santa Ynez Days jail, and it is the last entry in our Grand Old Parade. And so we have leather badges that we make. They are $2 a piece, and if you're wearing a badge for that year, you don't get sent to jail. If you are caught by one of our deputies not wearing a badge, you have to go to jail, and it's $20.
Is it $20 to get out of it?
To get out of jail.
Oh man!
We also have all of the badge revenue goes towards our scholarships for the chamber. So we do have a $20 scholarship posse badge.
I like that.
And a lot of stores in town on the day of Old Santa Ynez Days give discounts to people wearing badges to kind of encourage the town camaraderie.
Where did the badges whole thing start? Where did the jail thing start? Because I wanted to have you on here because I think for me, and hopefully for the rest of the Santa Ynez Valley, if you go to, the 4th of July parade in Solvang, it's like pretty straightforward. Line up on the street, get there early, put your stuff down. The tree burning, same thing. Day in the country in Los Olivos, right down the middle. Old-fashioned Christmas, all the great stuff that this valley does individually, but also we all do it together. The Old Santa Ynez Days seems like it has the most amount of really, really cool lore that comes along with it that, quite honestly, I don't feel like anybody knows about, right? The fact that Dutch started this, Dutch and who else?
His brother.
Really? So were they living in the Santa Ynez Valley at the time, or were they out at Coho when they started this thing?
I believe they were on Refugio.
They're on Refugio. So I don't know Dutch, right? But it just seems like a very weird group to have started this event. Was he like you sitting across from me? I could totally see you like grabbing this thing by the reins and going, okay, we're going to raise some money for these kids. We're going to do this. But the fact that like a cattle hand started this, which benefited and built a park, seems not out of character, but it really blows me away thinking like, wow, these people were really planting trees that they were never going to sit under the shade of.
I think that speaks to the Valley culture in general. We always help each other, and that's why we do what we do, because keeping that culture alive. And it doesn't matter who you are in our community. If the community needs help, we're there. And
so so now the jail, do you know when that started?
I have no idea when the jail started.
Let's just start making stuff up.
I know.
I like it.
It was recently refurbished by the Pirate Garage at the high school. Yes.
Wait, the high school refurbished the jail?
Yes.
Okay. Is it still in the back of a truck?
Yes. Or a tractor.
Yes. Got it. And then they just go up and down, throwing people in jail. I've been in the jail. So they just drive up and down the street. If you're not wearing a badge, a deputy will come and find you, grab you, and say, off to jail.
Yes.
And then you get thrown into, let's paint the picture here for everyone, because I think this is so fun, right? They paint the picture is if you're walking down the street and you're from out of town, you don't know the game, you're looking around, everybody's got this badge on, you're like, what? I don't know. What is this? And by the way, if you live in the Santa Ynez Valley, invite people from out of town to this.
Oh, it's a great weekend. The rodeo, it's all things Santa Ynez.
All things Santa Ynez. And don't tell them about the badges. The whole point is, and I'm just saying this right now, if you don't know about the badges, and I'm sorry to anybody I'm talking about Santa here with, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody about the badge, because when the deputy walks up and grabs, the tourist who just bought their brand new cowboy hat and is rolling around town, and they get drug off and thrown straight into a literal jail cell. That is being pulled around by a tractor or a truck or whatever this year. And then they get paraded up and down the street because they weren't wearing a badge. So everybody in the valley, don't tell anyone to buy a badge. I think that the $20 to get out of jail is that seems about a good bail money.
Yeah, and it's a good cause.
It's a good cause. Has anybody ever gotten upset about them being thrown in jail?
No, they find humor in it. And actually, we leave the jail after the parade, usually by my shop, and tons of people take pictures in the jail. Like, that's a thing.
I love it. Oh, it's so fantastic. So, okay, the jail, absolutely love it. The badges, $20 to get out. What are some of the other? You described the stuff for the kids this year, which I think is always the great. Are you doing anything with tortillas this year?
I hope to find a tortilla toss chair. Shout out to anyone out there that really wants to chair the tortilla toss. You just contact me.
So, to bring up what the tortilla toss is or was, and we're actively. So if you're listening to this right now and you feel it on your heart, how do they get a hold of you to be the chair of the tortilla toss?
They can contact me. My information is on oldsantaynezddays.com.
Perfect.
And there's information there. And should we explain what a
Yes,
tortilla
please
toss
do
is?
this.
Because it's very random.
I love it.
So
that's why I had you in here today. In all honesty, I love Old Santa Ynez Days. I love the jail. I love the tortilla toss. I think it's one of the most exciting. I think it's the funnest event to go to in the Santa Ynez Valley because, and I'm sorry if I'm saying, but it's almost completely unhinged. And that's the part that I like.
Oh, it's kooky and unusual, but it's ours and we love it.
Okay. We're going to get in the parade after this, but tell us about the tortilla toss.
So I assume this was started probably to raise money. You paid, I would imagine, to toss a tortilla. You take a fake cast iron skillet, because real ones are very heavy,
Yes.
and you put the tortilla in there and you fling it into a kiddie pool. And if you make it into the kiddie pool, you are a tortilla toss champ.
Fantastic. Do you win anything for the tortillas toss championships?
We usually have candy or little toys because they're
Fantastic.
usually kids.
Yes, fantastic. So again, we've gone from jail to the tortilla toss, and we're really building on the unhinged aspect of Old Santa Ynez Days, which I absolutely love. Tell us about the parade. Are you still looking for people to join the Old Santa Ynez Days parade?
Absolutely. We have a ton of horse entries, which we are, I think, the Central Coast cowboy capital. So
Yeah.
it's appropriate for us. And
Well, now that Fiesta doesn't do the world's biggest equine parade, I think Santa Ynez is probably vying for the title.
right, our whole 2 blocks, from the Maverick to Red Barn.
Per capita.
Right?
Right? The most horses in a parade per capita.
There you go. We would love floats. We have some dancers. We always love little kids, of course. We've had kids on trikes and ponies and
Love it.
all cool old cars, you name it.
Has there, and they can find that at oldsantaynezdays.com?
Yes,
Perfect. So we're going to keep plugging the website.
absolutely.
So a question I may have for you is, have you ever said no to anybody who wants to be in the parade?
We try to stay away from political entries.
Fair enough.
We just are
But if
happy and, we hand out American flags for everyone to wave. So
But if you got an old car and you just want to be in a parade,
absolutely.
if you're a couple of kids and you want to ride your bike in a parade,
Oh, yes. We've had those.
Perfect.
We have a fantastic dog entry.
oh, fantastic.
Some of them do little tricks and they all wear little red, white, and blue bandanas.
So let's just say this, no political stuff, anything other than that, and is kid friendly and family friendly and a good time. Go to oldsantaynezdays.com and enter. If you have a
Absolutely.
tractor, how many tractors?
Oh, well, Tractor Joe.
Yes.
We all know Tractor Joe. We'll see how many tractors he brings this year. Last year he brought 3.
So if I have a riding lawnmower and I would like to be in the parade, would you allow me to be in the parade?
Last year we actually had a golf cart that was decorated with pool stuff from a pool sweep company.
Fantastic.
It was fabulous.
Yeah. So if you're in this and you're listening in the Santa Ynez Valley and you have a business, throw a sticker on the side of your truck, inside of anywhere, and enter into the parade and get free advertising.
Absolutely.
I love it. Okay, so tell us about the kickoff party, because you said it was at the Carriage Museum.
Correct. And it is the Double Wide Kings, which is a great Santa Barbara County band. And Pork Palace is doing the food. And we honor our Grand Marshal there, which is Nicole Pena this year.
So how did Nicole become the Grand Marshal?
The committee voted on it, and the chamber board, of course, approved it. She has dedicated decades to that town.
That is very true. How would you know Nicole if you've never met her? What does she do in the valley? Who is she? What is she a part of?
She is an instrumental part of the Chamber of Commerce, of course. She currently serves as secretary. And she's also on the We Watch board.
Oh, really?
And she's always, I don't know if you've seen our painted horses around Santa Ynez. She's always restoring those. I've gotten a few phone calls. Somebody stole the horse, and no, it's being restored. It's in Nicole's garage. So
Can I ask a question about the horses, by the way? Where did the horses come from?
that actually, it started with the chamber, and it is now with our 501c3, which is called Santa Ynez Beautiful.
Okay.
And local artists have painted them. We provide the horse blank. and they're really cool, and they're just scattered around town. There is a map, I believe, on our website, santaynezca.com, if you want to check out all the horses.
Is that Santa Ynez specific? Because I live in Los Olivos, and I've always been envious of the horses. Is there a way that I can buy one of those horses and have somebody paint it and be in Los Olivos? Or, I'm just saying, I don't want to cross a horse boundary here. Or is it Santa Ynez specific?
It's only been Santa Ynez so far, but it's just kind of our little tiny project. And like Los Olivos, we are not incorporated, so we don't have tax revenue. So it's kind of scrappy and creative. And
well, if you're ever looking to expand, I am interested, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that are listening to here that would love to have one of these horses.
They're so cool and creative. I remember years and years ago, we were in Zurich, actually, for the 1000th anniversary of the town. And they had all these painted lions. And it reminds me of that. I'm like, Santa Ynez in Zurich, you know?
I love it when you go to a town and then all of a sudden you're seeing, like, you know, I've seen dogs. The horses are fantastic. I think it's perfect for Santa Ynez. There's cows, you know, when a group of people get together and then all of a sudden you're just driving around and you're like, oh, another one and another one and another one. And then you see them in people's front yards and things like that. It is such a warm hug for a community because you're not taking yourself too seriously, but you're also adding to the landscape and you're seeing something beautiful and making people smile. And I absolutely love them. How many are there around town?
I want to say we have about a dozen.
Okay. Well, when you want the 13th, give me a call.
Right on.
I love it. So can we talk about the Santa Ynez Carriage Museum a little bit?
Absolutely.
Perfect. I always find the Santa Ynez Valley Carriage Museum is one of like the most, it's a hidden gem. And it is truly a world-class museum. And I think it gets, I won't say slept on a little bit, but it is a beautiful facility. It's right there in Santa Ynez. You know, Solvang has a few museums here, but that building and the truly treasures that are inside of it is world class, like over the top world class.
I was just there yesterday. It is amazing. And if you haven't been into the Carriage House, which is the best collection of carriages west of the Mississippi.
Unreal.
And John Copeland of Rancho Olivos has really taken his skills from TV production to creating exhibit installations that are what he calls edutainment.
Yes.
So the Maddie's exhibit, for example, has Felix Maddie with the longest monologue that actor has ever had to say.
Really?
But it's pretty amazing.
Okay.
And then we, of course, have the Yosemite stage. We have one on dogs, and they're currently working on a rancheros exhibit.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
Yeah.
So when you guys do a few events over there a year, and every single time I'm like, oh, let's go over there, right? It also does it still have the world's smallest library inside of it?
That is on the same property.
Okay.
I think that museum is 16 feet by 10 or something.
But it's an actual library.
It is. It's open on Saturdays.
It's fantastic. So if you need a book right after you're listening to this, head over to the world's smallest library in Santa Ynez.
It's actually been moved around town a few times, and they literally just threw it on a flatbed trailer on the back of a pickup truck and moved it.
But that's the one thing we need to say. It is an actual library.
It is a working Santa Barbara County library.
It's fantastic. 16 by 16?
It's something tiny like that.
Yeah. So there are books in it.
Yes.
That's the other thing we got to let people know.
Yes.
Let's talk about carriages and horses, because I know that's near and dear to your heart.
Absolutely.
Some of the, if you know, a lot of places you go to and you'll walk in and, you know, if you grew up in Southern California, you went to Knott's Berry Farm, or you've seen a stagecoach on a movie. Everybody's seen one, right? The fact of the matter is, for the Santa Ynez Valley, the stagecoach system was actually one of the most important aspects of the fact that Santa Ynez as a whole and the Santa Ynez Valley is here.
And the railway. I would put those two together.
Absolutely. Because one of the things that not a lot of people know about was that the train line went to Santa Barbara and stopped. That was kind of it. And there wasn't the Gaviota Pass. There wasn't this. And the only way that you could get from Santa Barbara to up and over the hill was on a stagecoach. And the fact that when it came up and over, the reason Cold Spring Tavern is still there today is because that's where they would trade horses. And if I'm saying anything wrong, because you're the authority here.
I'm shaking my head. Yes, you are
okay.
correct.
Because this is like all cobbled together. But if you go up to like Cold Spring Tavern, that's where they would go, over the Lizard's Mouth and everything else. And they would get there to switch horses. They would get that's a working bunkhouse and a working stagecoach stop literally to this day.
Correct.
Then they would switch horses there and make their way back down the hill all the way over. And I've heard tons of different circuitous routes where they would hug kind of where water was, like up Ballard Canyon, up and over the hill, basically over into Los Olivos, where the end point was right there at Maddie's Tavern.
Correct. And there are, if you peek around the valley, there are some historical signs on Baseline, over on Segundo as well. But the railway and the stagecoach were incredible. And as you know, my husband, Ramon Becerra.
There we go.
Horse trainer, but he loves his carriage horses and
loves it.
His vis-a-vis and his chariot.
I've seen the chariot.
Everyone needs a chariot. I actually gave that to him for Valentine's Day one year. I found it on the side of the road in Pear Blossom.
Okay, I have a request.
Yes.
Can he ride the chariot for Old Santa Ynez Days?
He cannot, because the wheels are actually being repaired right now.
Okay. Now, the year after this?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Can I nominate him for Grand Marshal and make him wear the whole Roman suit to go down?
As long as you are in a toga.
I'll ride with him.
Okay.
I'm saying yes to this now. This is fantastic. So tell me some of the other things that are in the museum, because one of the things you were saying, west of the Mississippi, the carriages that are in that museum are original. Is that correct?
There are a few repops, as we call them, reproductions. The Carroll stage line is an absolutely stunning reproduction of a mud wagon, which is most people know as a stagecoach.
Yep.
But most of them are original. There's a Sicilian donkey cart that's just the cutest darn thing you've ever seen. The paint on it is beautiful. Awesome. Just fun stuff.
One of my favorite, I have two little pieces of like fun facts, right? So this is the fun facts with Keith for the Santa Ynez edition. The term riding shotgun comes from what?
From being the guy up on the front holding the shotgun so they didn't get robbed. And same with a buckboard or a trunk. A trunk was a trunk on the back of the stagecoach or carriage.
I love it.
Yeah.
My other little fun fact about Santa Ynez is when you go to the crosswalks that are right by the Red Barn and all the directions, if you look down, one of the things you'll notice is there's a lot of horseshoes that are laid into the concrete, which looks very, very weird. But the one thing that everybody should know, and it took me so long to figure this out, and I was so delighted once I saw it, is it actually spells out "whoa."
Correct.
How many people actually know that?
My shop's right on the corner, so I hear them, and visitors are like, "Oh my God, look, this says..."
Do people actually see it?
They see it.
Oh, that's so cool.
The other random fun fact is over near Dos Carlitos, there's a key of all the shoes and the horses that those shoes came from.
Really?
And there are some...
Oh, and that little kind of kiosk on the corner.
Yes.
Yes.
And there are some very famous horses that wore those shoes.
Let's hear. Do you know any off the top of your head?
I believe Wayne Lucas was here at the time, so there's some famous race horses. Windfall, Charlotte Becerra's horse might have a shoe in there. Awesome. We've had some, in the 80s and 90s, there were over 30,000 horses in this valley, so...
That's another amazing fact.
Yeah.
I mean, 80s and 90s, the Santa Ynez Valley was not really known for, let's say, wine like it is today. It was truly from, I can go back in Los Olivos, like our building, like Saarloos and Sons was built in 1886. And that was when the train line was there. And we've got the door knocker from the front of it. And it was all kinds of different stuff. We actually had somebody walk in and says, I was delivered in this building.
Oh my gosh.
Which is really, really cool.
Wow.
And E.E. Cummings lived in it for a little while. So there's a lot of weird lore. I would, 90% is probably inaccurate, but I love hearing it anyway. But when you go back to the Santa Ynez Valley and the history of it from Santa Ynez, when was Santa Ynez a township?
1882. I believe
Got it.
Los Alamos or Ballard were our first two towns.
I think it was Ballard, because Ballard had the Ballard store first. And I think that was actually a stagecoach stop.
Probably, and a saloon.
A saloon.
It had like two saloons at one time in Ballard.
What a party.
Right.
Right. And that's because the stagecoach line would come up Ballard Canyon and would go over, I'm dating myself here, where Anchor Johnson's property was. And it would cut from Ballard Canyon up and over the hill over into where Ballard is today. And then make a left and go down the creek, basically. And one of the things that I've always thought is fascinating is if you look at creeks and things like that, that's usually where the main thoroughfare was, because most people were riding a horse. And if you would be on a horse next to a creek, you always had a water source.
Correct.
Thank you. And make it all their way down to Maddie's. So another question, you be the person. Are there any palm trees in Santa Ynez?
Not in downtown.
Not downtown.
No.
Because the one thing we were thinking about, because they used to plant palm trees because they're not indigenous. And if you were looking a far distance, you could see a palm tree coming out of the ground and you knew that was somewhere that you need to make your way over to and ride. So Maddie's Tavern has a couple palm trees out front. Our tasting room has one growing out of a garage. But maybe, I don't know if it's the old Christmas tree that was planted in the front.
Well, the redwood tree on Segundo.
Yeah.
We use that for our annual Christmas tree. I think it's about 65 feet tall now. And that property is owned by Ray Gonzalez, and he graciously lets us use his redwood tree every year.
Because there are some pretty historic buildings still in Santa Ynez, isn't there? Is like Joe Ola's building like one of the old ones?
Yes, and actually the bakery.
Is it really?
Santa Cota Market, I believe that was originally.
By the way, I love the fact that you went right to Santa Cota Market.
That's
the
sign's still on the side of the road.
I know.
And actually that was owned by Nicole Pena and her husband, Ben. And she had the florist and the deli and all the things in there when they had that. But I believe that was built in 1886. And
so it's a new building.
Right. Really new. There are some amazing structures. The Johnson building that was built in 1902. Mm-hmm. I think where Joe Ola's office is, that was around 1887, maybe. Because
if you look at that, he has that little gap. That gap building that when you kind of look down, you're like, what is this?
Yes.
And you're like, that's because they needed a gap between the buildings way back when.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, the Johnson building actually had a gas station on the corner. I have some photos somewhere.
I love it.
Yeah.
So everybody who's listening to this, you have got to set this aside. Old Santa Ynez Days. So Old Santa Ynez, let's start over here. Old Santa Ynez Days.com. Is that where they can find all the information?
Correct.
Perfect.
And one thing we did not talk about was pie contest, which we have on Saturday in the Santa Ynez Museum. Okay. And forms for the pie contest are also on the website, vendor forms and parade forms.
So what we're talking about is the world's greatest day. We're starting at the Carriage House on what night?
Thursday night.
And having people get tickets at oldsantaynezdays.com.
Yes, sir.
And then that's Thursday night. Friday,
we're just prepping for Saturday.
There we go. And then Saturday morning, bright and early, what time?
9 to 2. And then the afternoon, Saturday and Sunday afternoon, the Old Santa Ynez Days Rodeo just down the street.
So, and this is what days again? Because we were just saying Thursdays, Fridays, and things like that. Sorry.
June 18th is the kickoff party at the Santa Ynez Museum. Yep. June 20th is Old Santa Ynez Days Street Fair and Parade and Pie Contest. And the rodeo is June 20th and 21st down the hill in the Meadowvale lot.
And that goes all the way into the evening, correct?
Oh, yes. Well, it's the longest days of the year,
That's
so
right.
it's perfect. And it's also Father's Day weekend.
Dun, dun, dun.
I couldn't think of a better way to hang out with your dad.
You know what? This is what your dad wants to do on Father's Day. Load him up, bring him down. You basically Saturday morning from early in the day, parades, hang out. Don't tell him about the badge so he gets thrown in jail. He'll get out of jail. He'll have a great story. You spend the whole day, check out the pies, go to the Carriage Museum, and then at the end of the day, wander down, go to the rodeo.
Absolutely.
Where can people buy tickets to the rodeo?
The tickets for both Thursday, the kickoff party,
Yep.
and the rodeo, there are links on Old Santa Ynez Days.
So let me get this straight. The only place you have to go to have the world's greatest Father's Day weekend is OldSantaYnezDays.com.
Correct.
Man, it has been so nice having you in here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time, your effort to continue traditions. Because one of the things that I think this valley is comprised of is amazing people like you that put a very big, I won't say a problem, but put a very big event on your back to get a bunch of people to be a part of something, to do something absolutely magnificent for a huge community of people. I can't thank you enough because without people like you, things like these traditions would go away. And I think the most beautiful part of the Santa Ynez Valley as a whole, and specifically the city of Santa Ynez, the township, is that this has been going on for years and years and years. And it is one of the most fun events in the Santa Ynez Valley.
It's great, and thank you, but it could not be done with the 40-plus volunteers that help me. It's an amazing crew.
Somebody's got to sit shotgun, though.
I'm just the bossy one, I guess. I don't know.
No, I think it is very well put in your hands. So everybody, go to OldSantaYnezDays.com. You don't want to miss this thing. If you're sitting at home on a Saturday, you're missing out on life. You basically get ready for this thing, put it on your calendar, start circling it. You're not going out of town. You're not going to go do anything else. Dad just wants to sit at home anyway, because quite honestly, what does Dad want to do? He wants to have a beer and sit on the couch. So on Saturday, bring him out to Old Santa Ynez Days. He gets 2 days for the price of one. Go down to the rodeo, have a blast, go to the party on Thursday night, and then you're having so much fun on Saturday night, you're going to want to go to the rodeo again on Sunday, so you might as well buy all your tickets right now. OldSantaYnezDays.com.
It's a perfect weekend.
It's a blast. So this has been Keith Saarloos and Chopping It Up on 105.9 Crazy Country. See you at Old Santa Ynez Days.